Okay, today is a very exciting day because today I am making House of Frank macarons. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of vlog my experience making these macarons because they are so special. And what's really, really cool is that I'm gonna be mailing these out to Jason and Kay, and they have no idea that these are coming. So well, actually, by the time I post this, they'll have gotten them. So it won't be a secret anymore. But I'm so excited. I had to get coffee. I'm back. I think what I'm going to do is do the 3D elements first. So some of the decorations are going to be made out of fondant. Some of them I'm going to be making using silicone molds. Some I'm going to be making myself, kind of like sculpting out of fondant. So I think I'm going to do those first and figure out how many of the macarons I want to have those 3D elements. And then I will do the hand painted ones because I do have some designs that I want to hand paint, but those take a lot of time. Like they're pretty meticulous. I've got these like fondant molds that I can use for some of the designs. So I got these music note ones. Now most of these are too big. Like this is too big to put on a macaron, but some of these little ones will work fine. And then I also have this one, which has piano keys and a piano, and again, some more music notes and even some sheet music. So I don't know if I'm going to use all of these designs, but there are definitely some that I want to play around with and see how they look once I make them. I also have these nifty little cutout things. So this one I've used before. It's like a feather thing, and this is how I did the angel wings on the Good Omens macarons. Is I basically rolled out fondant really thin and then kind of cut out a bunch of these feathers and then arranged them to look like a little angel wing. And so I kind of want to do something similar and make more feathers and then arrange them to look like little cherub wings. So that's my plan for this. And then this is like a Christmas tree cutout. It's a little big. I don't know if it'll work the way I want, because what I want to do is have multiple trees like all in a row and kind of do it like a rainbow. So like a yellow tree, an orange tree, a red tree, a purple tree, that sort of thing, and put them all on one cookie. And I think this cutout might be a little too big for that, but we'll test it out and we'll see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these like balls of fondant. Yes, I use store-bought fondant. Okay, I make my macarons entirely from scratch and the buttercream fillings. The decorations, it's okay if I use some store-bought fondant for. But anyway, I'm going to take these balls of fondant and add food coloring to them. So I'm going to dye these each a different color so I can use them for the molds. So I do have to wear gloves because otherwise the dye will stain my fingers, and they're probably going to end up staining my fingers anyway throughout the course of the day, but I'd like to at least try to keep them stain-free. So I'm going to take each of these little balls of fondant and add some food dye to it. And then, yeah, basically dye it. Boop, there we go. And just like a small amount is usually fine. So this one will be red. And I kind of just rub it in and then kind of just fold it. It's kind of fun. It's arts and crafts, but with food. Like arts and crafts that you can eat. That's cool, right? Evenly distributed now. We'll move on to the next color. Got some orange. I'm realizing I forgot to mention that when I said I started the macarons yesterday, I already baked the macaron shells. So those are already all made. Today it's going to be focused on the decorations and the fillings. I spilled the purple food color. So gotta clean this up before I do the next one. But the purple one looks great. So I'm now rolling out the fondant so it's nice and thin. So I can easily place it into this and then do like a little cutout. So we'll see if this works. Okay, so it's really tricky to roll the fondant so it's thin enough to get in here. But once you do, look at that! So I have a bunch of different ones made in different colors, and what I want to try to do, if they're not too big, is kind of layer them on top of one another to make kind of like a rainbow forest that kind of looks like the Arboretum in a way. Okay, so I made a bunch of the different trees, and do you see what I mean where I'm gonna like layer them and kind of do like a rainbow effect. I wanted to do all 6 colors on one cookie, but I just don't think there's enough surface area on a macaron to do that. Also, these are the macarons I made yesterday. These are a multicolor look. They're supposed to be kind of like the dusk sky. And the colors are supposed to be the same colors of the cover. So I've got like a peachy color, kind of a purple, blue, and then the teal. So that's what this is. So now I'm just gonna go through and press my little tool into the fondant to make the pattern for the dragon eggs. So I'm doing kind of like a dragon scale pattern with this. It's actually, I think, a shish kebab skewer, but it had the right point. So it has a cool effect once it's all done. And there we go, a little dragon egg made of fondant. I had to take a break to take my beast named Frank out for a walk. Say hi to Franklin! And it's a lovely fall day. It's a little overcast, but it's really nice and cool and breezy, and you can see the leaves are starting to change. So nice out! Okay, so I've moved over to the hand painting process, and painting piano keys takes a surprisingly long time. I was like, oh, this is a simple design. It's just like a rectangle with lines. It can't take that long. I did it. That took a really long time, but I did it. Okay, so I just did the outline of the houses, and now I'm going to fill them in with some white paint and then some color. So we'll see how that goes. They are officially all decorated. Look at that. So just need to move on to the fillings now. So there will be 5 main flavors. Right now I'm making the strawberry buttercream. Then I will do a pistachio buttercream, a chocolate buttercream, a lemon buttercream, and then a plain vanilla buttercream. The plain vanilla buttercream is actually going to pair with the blueberry jam. Just a pro tip for any time you're doing macarons and going to have a jam center, it's always good to first do a ring of buttercream and then your jam, which is what I'm doing here with the strawberries. I'm gonna do a ring of strawberry buttercream and then do a strawberry jam center. Because if you just do a jam center, it kind of oozes out. It doesn't stay in place. So you gotta do like a ring of buttercream first and then your jam. So now I'm doing the pistachio and then the chocolate filled ones. The yellow macarons are getting something special, which is a lemon cake filling. And I've never done this before, but I've seen macaron bakers put a small piece of cake in the center of their cookie. And the way I'm doing it is I'm using a bit of lemon marmalade to secure the cake in place, and then my ring of lemon buttercream. And they are officially all made and assembled. I did end up doing one bonus flavor for the Easy Cat macarons. Those are the white ones, and they have a honey lavender filling. And now finally, I've individually bagged them up and I'm moving them to Tupperware containers to freeze overnight. So that way they hopefully are a bit sturdier and will survive shipping. But yeah, so exciting. So in terms of shipping macarons, these are my shipping supplies. One item is missing, which is a larger insulated bag that they all go into at the end. But yeah, we've got our macaron boxes. So this is what one looks like assembled. This is what they look like unassembled. My bubble wrap, my ice packs, which these still need to go in the freezer, and then these insulated like thermal bags. And I can fit about 2 of these boxes per thermal bag. So yeah. Oh, and I'm also going to be sending them like a little card that just has some information about the macarons, how to care for them, and like a thank you, and just letting them know that the kind folks at Bindery were the ones who asked me to send them. Okay, so they've been dropped off at the post office and all mailed. So hopefully they will get there by Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. But yeah, so exciting!